I wanted to be a sister, a nun.
Okay.
I realized there's something called post-graduation depression. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Even you are welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. If you're a staying subscriber, thank you. On today's video, would be giving context on why I was silent for a long while and setting the pace for the next videos to come. I got this like awakening. If I am coming back to YouTube, I have to give value, and at the time I wasn't thinking about content as giving value. I was thinking about content as showing my life. So I was going through a journey of figuring out what content I want to present to you guys. I took time to learn about content and analytics and just a lot of things. So let me explain how we were able to get to a point where I am comfortable coming back and I'm even shooting this video. Since I was young, I used to consume a lot of Disney fantasy movies, and I have this idea imprinted in my mind until now of how my life is supposed to be. So when I was younger, I wanted to be a sister, like a nun. Then it progressed. When I was in primary school, I wanted to be a chef. When I went to high school, I discovered that I want to do forensics, especially because I really liked chemistry. However, I wasn't able to do forensics because of the Kenyan system and how you choose universities and employment opportunities and influence from parents. So it's just a lot. So I ended up with my degree in microbiology and biotechnology. On campus, I sort of discovered other parts of me. So I'd pursue that more as compared to my degree. And I wasn't aware of it at the time. So now, before I graduated, I was clear that I'm not doing my degree conventionally, meaning I'm not going to be going to an office, then a lab, then whatever the case. That's not going to be my life, a 9 to 5. I was super clear on that. So the other things that I could do was then my thrift store and content. And I knew the situation I was in wasn't a situation for someone to come back and give content. So I was like, I need to also find out why I'm going to be coming back and doing content and what will be my why. So that also became a quest that I had. So it was December, guys. Nothing. Zero. Nada. I even went for that tip before my graduation. I took time to reflect. Where I couldn't figure out what I want. And also something that is there for context. For me, how I know what I want is a feeling that I usually have in my heart. I don't know how to explain. I have like a feeling. It's like if this is the right thing, there's something that is unleashed in my heart, and I have a feeling. The way you can feel happiness and sadness, I have a feeling that leans more to happiness. And the last time I felt that was December 2024. So since January 2025, and the story I'm talking about is from July, August, I hadn't felt it. So generally also in my life I was going through a lot. With that, and I've not figured out now what is going to happen. January, life goes back to normal, and my sister, what are you doing? You have a degree. That was the stress that I had because I was very clear on what I don't want to do, but I don't know what I want to do. So I finished, I've graduated. I had a blast in my graduation. I had a time. But now after graduation, I'm just like, what's happening, people? Since I'm in therapy right now, I realized there's something called post-graduation depression. Mine didn't start post-graduation. It started way before. I sort of anticipated it, and that's why I was doing like other side courses, so I have skills to improve myself, because my parents always tell me your degree is not enough, you need to have skills, so improve yourself. I was like, I bet I got skills. So if I could see any course, if I saw plumbering and I could access it, I would have gone. So I have skills. You understand? So I was just like, I was ready. In my head, I'm just like, I am skilled, there's this degree, there's this interest of content and business there, but I still don't know what specifically in all this, because it's still broad that I want to do. Also, November, I decided to pay for Centonomy, because also I was having difficulty in my business then, because it's just like if my business was giving me money, guys, then I won't have crash outs because my problems would have been solved. But I was having a big difficulty in my business because it was around September. I haven't been consistent from January. I have lost customers, I have dormant customers, I have customers that I need to convince to buy from me again. There's a thrift store coming up every day. Every day thrift store, but I don't blame them because thrift is very easy and see, but it's difficult to keep it together. So I needed to have like something that will set me apart in the market. It was no longer just okay to sell clothes, but it has to be money plus something plus, let me call it a mission or a vision per se. So it's because you want sustainability, you want to reduce fast fashion, you want to reduce landfills. Thrift is a very difficult business to scale because now I've stopped my business. My thrift succeeded because of my specific eye, my taste. I could go to the market, sift through 1,000 clothes, get 15 clothes that people would like. What the clothes I chose are not the same clothes someone else would choose, not even in regards to like quality, but in regards to the taste. So you can't train taste, but to find the person that you'll train taste, you have to promise them a salary, things like that. And right now working on commission is not very well received. And rather, also with thrift, there's a lot of work that needs to be put in before you get the money. So it was just like finding manpower that was willing to go through that process with me, which was difficult. So basically, it was just a hard business to scale. So that's why I started Centonomy to learn more about it. And I'm so glad I did because I was clear I was going to go with thrift up to some point, but it reached that point it stopped making sense. And that's when I decided to stop my business because I couldn't scale it. I also had tied my why, or rather what I was after in life in regards to fashion. And I realized when I made the decision to stop my thrift store, fashion is not really what I wanted. What I want is entrepreneurship, and fashion was a path that was the path that led me to entrepreneurship. So my thrift store is just like my first case study that I did. So back to where I was, my job was what was paying for Centonomy. So it was just like, okay, fine, this job funds Centonomy. After some time, I figured out my business with Centonomy. But where we are right now, guys, I've left my business. I'm clear that I'm not doing my degree, and I was fired from my job. So we have those three things that are relating. So if anything, I am at the deepest pit of not knowing what I want to do with my life. But again, calm with it. Or rather, I had crash outs up to at some point. Something else, I have like friends. I have even a specific friend. Her name is Kyla. She has gone through what I have gone through before, at least to some extent. And as I interact with her, as I hear her story, it's just like sort of phase that you go through. And again, guys, we are just young. I am still trying to be okay with the fact that we can be young and just relax. Guys, I am hyper independent. Is that the word? Like me, I run on a clock. We can't calm. I don't understand how someone is asked, what do you want to do in your life? And you say you don't know. Okay, yes, okay, me, I don't know, but I have been brought to this situation. I just didn't start from, I don't know. Actually, come to think of it, I don't know even for them if it's the same, but some people are usually just chilling. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Me, I've chased. The chasing has become not fruitful to some degree because I still learned lessons, and that's why I'm just like, I don't know, let us just yeah, so that's where we are. So moving forward, I'm just gonna be sharing this trial and error phase in my life with limited resources. I feel like normally people, when you're faced with difficulty, what is shown online, or rather what I've seen online, is people have difficulty but still have some money. It's like life is hard, let me travel. But it's just like, for me, I'm in a situation where I have no money. So it's just like, let me tell you, I would have decided I travel. So I don't have money. For me, if something is not difficult for me to endeavor, I have to endeavor it or move with it with no resources, with just me. And my self discipline is something also that we are still battling. So it's just gonna be a very interesting journey. And one thing I'm sure of, I'm not the only one going through what I'm going through. Even if there is another one person going through what I'm going through, this channel is for you. Because just like my friend went through it, is now on the other side, which is very beautiful. That can also exist for me. And through watching me do it, you can get courage to do it by yourself, and just there's some comfort that comes by seeing people like you, that they exist like you, and survive, because life can be hard. So your problem is not unique. Someone else is just going through the same thing. Maybe there's some slight tweaks in specific parts of it, but it's just the same thing. So that's where this channel is going to go, as I share nuggets of what I learn and how I navigate day to day. I hope you guys are excited about this journey as I am. I'm excited, but at the same time scared, but this, and also fearful. But I also reached a point where, especially when we were taking the Centonomy course, it's just like, if you chase everything you want to chase, that feels like would flop, and then it flops, what will you still have? I found that I have a handful of things that I can still land on or fall back on. They won't be ideal, but I'm not going to be falling from zero. I'm gonna not do my degree conventionally. I don't know what business next I want to do. I'm clear I want entrepreneurship, but how? I don't know. I'm not clear on what that is. I don't know what problem I want to solve for. So I'm still blank. I've done business for so long. It worked up to some point. It is a validated idea, but I have to leave it. So it's just like, I'm just whatever, I don't know. I don't have a definition of it. So as we move on, I do know it would be clearer. Thank you for watching this video. Tell me what you think about this video. I hope I've been able to explain well. Tell me what videos you want to see more. Tell me if you're in the same boat. We need to form our own community here. See you guys in the next video. Bye.